What would you say to someone who's starting and they're in those couple months where it feels like it's a struggle?
I made the same exact video, just a 1 second difference on my hook, 7 million views.
All right, Moss, thanks for joining today. I think your story is very relatable, and I think a lot of people would like to hear it. And I think help a lot of people. So I figured, let's make a
Definitely,
video. So,
definitely, let's do it.
first off, let's talk about when did you start TikTok Shop? Like, when did you join Affiliate Academy? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was late October.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that was like when
late October.
you and Peyton, like around the same time.
Yeah. Me and Peyton came in together. I know you already had a couple. We were like one of the first ones, but we were on the first meeting, and yeah,
Yeah.
late October we started.
Okay, cool. When you started, you had no account, right? No experience. You had never done shop. Do you remember like what your perspective of TikTok Shop was then compared to what it is now? You know what I mean?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I didn't even know it existed, right?
Really?
It's actually kind of funny. When I had TikTok on my phone, I had like no like I was like one of those people that didn't update the software on their phone
Yeah.
ever. So like my TikTok was stuck in like a year and a half ago. So like the shop option wasn't even on my TikTok. Like I
Oh,
couldn't even,
wow.
yeah, I didn't even know what it was.
And then
But I
how'd
was
you find it? And then what made you think you wanted to do it?
Yeah, so I was just looking up like things I could do, like side hustles I can pick up in the meantime while I was doing what I was doing. And I knew I didn't have the time to like run a full, like open up my own full business because I was
Uh,
already running a business. And
uh,
then, but I wanted to make some extra money on the side. And then I saw copywriting, I saw this, I saw that. And then I actually saw you on I don't know if it was an Instagram ad, like a stories ad,
okay.
or I saw you on TikTok talking about it.
Okay.
And I was like, what is this? And then I saw like how transparent you were about your journey with it, how much money you were making. And I was like, what do I have to lose, man?
Yeah.
Let me just book a call and see what this is about and then go from there.
Sick. Okay. So you joined, didn't ha at that point, did you have any social media experience at all? Like posting on social media?
None.
Okay.
I was one of those people that like was just afraid to post on social media in general.
Funny to say,
Like
because it didn't ever seem like you were.
Yeah, it was more of just like I obviously had like an Instagram account and stuff like that, but like I was never like I always thought it was
Cringy.
like yeah, cringy. You were just weird if you posted your stuff on social media because I always figured like looked at TikTok as like anyone that posted on there they were doing the dances or all that
Yeah, yeah,
stupid
yeah,
shit,
yeah, yeah.
right? Like for me, I didn't know you could actually make money not doing stuff like that. So
Okay, so you're now hitting big months. Talk about your first few months, like kind of how it progressed.
yeah, month one, I don't really count October because
True
that was
then.
like, there was so much time of me like getting the account and then, posting my first videos, waiting on samples to come in. So I really didn't do
Get the ball
any.
rolling until the next month, really.
Yeah. November, I made like $120.
What'd you think about that? Like, what'd you think about making 100? Were you like, damn, this is not really working? Or you kind of, you saw that it,
No, because I saw like what you did and I saw what Mark was doing and I saw what other people that had been doing it for a couple months that were in there that had experience that weren't just brand new like me, like what they could do. And I was the type of person I was like, listen, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna like post, like I might as well just go all in, just like give my whole personality, like not really give a shit what people think. Because at the end of the
that
day,
was a big step to me. That was a big step for me too. I think not to cut you off, but when I first started posting, I would kind of just like be like quiet and like kind of like not really. I think when you can really like just go for it, you're
yeah.
good at that. Like you really just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I started off by posting videos with just music behind them.
Yeah,
And
I
then I was
remember.
just like, there was like only two guys I saw on there that was actually making money doing that. And I was like, dude, like I'm gonna need to like hit like to do that, you need to get really lucky.
Yeah, yeah, I
Right.
agree.
And because you don't have any hook, you don't have any verbal
Yeah.
hook, you don't have a visual hook. It's just you wearing something with clothes, and you got to just
Hopefully
hope
it does well.
hopefully people just like the music or they like the clothes, right?
Yeah.
So after a while, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm really capping myself here. Let me just send it. Screw it. And in the beginning, it was hard, right? It kind of came off like, a little bit like robotic. And then after a little while with you, it kind of was just like you were like, listen, dude, like I can tell you're just it looks like you're reading off a script. Like just be you. That was a lot of things we talked about. You were like constantly like, dude, like because like on our calls, you could tell when I'm being myself.
Yeah, I was like, you have a personality and you're just not
Yeah,
using it. So what would you say? I
exactly.
think a lot of people do. Honestly, everybody does have a personality, whether it's like super out there, kind of funny, or how would you say you can get to the point where you can pick up the camera and still be, is there any like tricks or you think it's just time? Like, how do you be you in front of the
Yeah.
camera. That's hard for a lot of people.
I think you gave the best piece of advice with it when you said just talk to the camera like you're talking to a friend. Like if you were on
Yeah.
FaceTime with somebody, how would you talk to them? And I'm like, okay, that's actually like really good way to put it.
It's very easy too because then you can watch the video and literally like just from an outside perspective be like, do I talk like this?
Yeah,
And if the answer
exactly.
is no, just do it again. It's like you know what you talk like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Or like
100%.
have one of your buddies watch it, you know what I mean? And like someone who's actually honest, because some people would be like, oh yeah, it's good, you know. But like
Yeah,
if you can find someone who's
definitely.
actually honest, be like, is this me?
Yeah, 100%. And then obviously you can like tone down like how like the way you're talking. But at the end of the day, if it's still coming off as your personality, like, you know, you can still use like subtle like sales tactics and like
Yeah,
lowering your tone and raising your voice. But like at the end of the day,
exactly.
it's still your personality coming through, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So first month,
Yeah, it was like
$100.
$140 or something like that.
And what was it linear? Did it
Yeah,
go?
it was linear. It was then the next month was think like $400. Yeah, $400. That was December. And I was like, awesome. Because my whole goal with this was just make enough money to pay off my car payment
Yeah, you did
every
say that.
month. I just wanted enough money to pay my car payment. And then I would have been happy, right? And then January was my first like month I made serious money. Well, serious money. I don't know what you consider serious money, but like pretty like wow, like I post videos online and I made I think it was like 2.3K that month.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that I mean, what else can you do where you spend literally like 20 minutes a day doing to
I was
make
about to say, how much time do
money?
you spend a day making videos?
I mean, it depends.
Once,
Like,
obviously, the first month was probably a little bit more because you had to like edit it and it took a little while. But like,
yeah,
you get in a
yeah, like
groove. Once you get in a groove, would you say now you spend like an hour max?
max, yeah. Like for me, it's because I have my hand in so many other things right now. I
Yeah.
like take like 3 days out of the week where I'll just make like 10 videos on each of those days. So
Okay.
like I'll have a bunch of videos that I can
So
just
you do this
edit.
like 3 days out of the week.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I mean, 3 days is pushing it, mostly two.
So after that month, what'd you do? So you did two
But
K.
yeah, after that month, that was January. February, I made around 3 grand. And then March was when it kind of like was like, holy crap. Late to end of February, beginning of March, I kind of found my niche or like the hook I knew would just work
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. And I just knew like I'm gonna post this video. I'm guaranteed over like 50K views every time.
Yeah, which is
It's
nuts.
just a matter if it's gonna completely explode or not, right?
Yeah.
So I had like 3 videos at the same time go uber viral, like over 5 million views each, and then
And you said you made what that month?
made that month was March. I made 11.4 grand.
And working 2 days a week, 3 days.
Yeah, working like two. Well, that at that time I was just doing like because you got to keep up with like when a viral video happens, you have so many more videos you can make off that video from just comment replies, right?
Yeah.
So there was like every day I would make like one comment reply video, but that's like taking me 15 minutes to make the video.
If that. Yeah.
If that, bro. Like if you don't have time to do this, it's just laziness, I feel like.
I think you
And
know what I think the hardest part is for most people because now it's easy, right? The hardest part is the mental side of getting through the first few months where you're not making 10K. For whatever
yeah,
reason, the number's 10K, and no,
yeah, it is.
a lot of people don't have the mindset of like 2K is good, right? Like that's like what else are you gonna do that you're gonna make 2K a month? Like you said, posting a few times
Literally.
or making videos a few times a week. But to get to the 10K point, it is kind of hard, right? Like mentally,
Yeah.
you know, seeing a lot of other people blow up maybe quicker than you, and you're like, well, I'm putting all this work in, and I'm not getting anything back. I think that's the hardest part. The work itself is super easy. The work
Yeah.
of TikTok itself is so simple. Once you understand the skill of how to find viral products, how to make videos, it's not that hard, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm sure we've all worked jobs way harder than picking up a camera and making a video. I think the hardest part is the mental side of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say also like people that would argue like, oh yeah, making 2.5 grand a month off of this is like not crazy, but like there's people that work like 2 weeks, like 8 hours a day to make that money,
Yeah.
right? Like
Right.
come on, bro, be grateful. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
No, I
You know what I
completely
mean?
agree.
And yeah, like you said, it's just the mental part. Like you don't want to. People say you don't want to look like an idiot, or like that's another mental part of it that you didn't even mention. Like people like how you're going to be perceived by your friends or how you're going
Yeah.
to be perceived by other people. But at the end of the day, those other people aren't paying for anything.
They really don't matter.
That's exactly what I say every time. Like you could attest to this when I was speaking in front of the other group. I was like, those people aren't paying your car payment. Those people aren't paying your insurance. Those people aren't paying for your groceries. So like,
Yeah.
why do you really give a shit what they have to say? Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you only care until you get paid. So like you said, those first 2 months where it's like you're not really making any crazy money, you care. But
What they
then when
think.
you have a 10K month, you don't give a shit. Like I don't care who comes up. Like I look at how much TikTok just paid me a month ago. Like
Right.
why would I really give a care about your opinion?
Yeah, but I completely agree. I completely
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, it is harder in the moments where you're not making money to care more about what people think. What would you say to someone who's starting and they're in those couple months where it feels like it's a struggle? I feel like it can almost feel impossible.
Yeah, no,
It
it
can
did. I
almost
mean, how many conversations did we have where I was like, dude, like me and you both know I'm making better videos than some of the other people like that you would see on TikTok, and I was like, I just don't get like why I'm not popping off.
agree. Yeah, it can almost feel like you're like, I'm doing all of this. Everyone else seems to be doing just fine. Is my account messed up? Or what would you say to somebody
Yeah.
kind of in the beginning and they're like, what's wrong with what I'm doing? What would you say?
I mean, I would say look at how many times it's worked out for how many people, and then genuinely take a look at what your content and actually ask yourself, is this good? Like, is this covering all the things that I know to make a video go viral? Could I have improved on this? And if your answer is no, and it's just you just waiting, it's gonna happen. Like, there's so many people that are said no personality, that are so monotone, that literally do the bare minimum and are making crazy money. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's just a matter of time. I genuinely think it's just a matter of time because it's just worked so much. Like for you, I mean, I would say it's such a coachable thing because it's just like it's not really that fucking hard. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have a blueprint to where it makes it so easy. You just got to follow it and just have patience.
Be able to, see how many times it's worked for other people.
Hmm.
Maybe it's not your time right now, but eventually it will happen. Like I remember for you, in my eyes, I was like, when is he gonna have the one really rip? And like I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, it's just a matter of time. And I remember you sent the text in saying, hey, I did like 11 or
It was over 11 grand. I don't remember the exact amount. And then
yeah.
yeah, it was over 11 grand. I think it might have been like 12 something. I don't really know off the top of my head. I'd have to look. Even the funny part is that was after our 3 month mentorship was over
And
with
that's why
me.
I was like, he's gonna have one rip, but just like it's a matter of time. And then it happened, and I was like, there it is, you
And
know?
think about it. November, December, January, February. It took me almost 5 months to get to that point.
Consistently posting.
Consistently posting 3 videos a day. I didn't miss a single day.
And that's why you win, and that's why other people lose. The cool thing is for anybody watching this, you can control doing exactly what Moss did. You have complete control if you want to continue to show up or not. You can't control TikTok. You can't control a lot of random stuff on the back end. You can control the little thing of showing up every single day. If you can't do that, you're probably not going to succeed in any business, in anything. Like,
Exactly.
you're probably not
Exactly.
meant to do any of this if you can't show up. Most people's problem is not being able to show up. Like, they get 2 weeks in, like, oh, what am I doing wrong? 2 months in, what am I doing wrong? It's like, dude, you just started. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you
Yeah. I
just
mean, but even if you just started, like, yeah, you're not, like you said, making 10, 15K a month right now, but like, dude, you're making what people work 8 hours a day to do. And it took you how long?
yeah.
Shut up, stop complaining,
Yeah.
be grateful, and
Like
actually look. And then once you see that, you see like 1.5K, 2.5K. 4K and it's just gradually going. But even you might see like it might go down a little bit, 3.5K, and you're like, it's not working. No, man, you made 3.5 grand in one
yeah,
month doing the
that's
bare minimum.
the way I think about it is like say over the course of 365 days, you post 3 videos every single day. 1 month, you're gonna have a fucking absurd month.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna make a salary in a month, 1 month eventually. You're going to hit a 30, 40, 50K month in the course of a year if you just stick with it, right? Like you're going to have the 10K, the 3K, the 7K, the 12K. Like that's going to, it's going to be all up and
It's
down.
gonna be scattered, like right, like even this month. Like I
Yeah.
just had a lot, like an over 11K month, damn near 13K month, and then this month because of all the crap that's going on with China,
Yeah.
it's gone down a little bit. And now I just got to pivot. And I'm like, okay, now I need to find different products, different things, need to use maybe different hooks, figure something else out. But then you also have to run the worry of you getting complacent, right? And you're like,
Right.
oh, I'm making this much money. I could take today off, or
Right.
I could take a week off. Like I'm falling victim to that this
It's a
week.
real thing. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh, dude, I haven't posted a video in like 5 days.
Yeah.
But I've also been busy with other stuff. But like I had that in my head where it was like, oh, like
If
I'm
you were
looking at
making no money, you would have probably posted those videos.
Oh yeah, I would have been.
Yeah.
I would have been freaking out. But like I'm
Yeah.
still seeing like $200 days,
Right. So you're like, oh, I'm
and I
good.
haven't posted, right?
Yeah.
So it's like okay, I can take a couple days off, but no, know. Like now I know. Like I'm literally sitting here with a bunch of TikTok Shop products, like all in the back of my, like all back there. Those are all
Love
products.
it.
I got stuff on my table, all products that I'm about to make videos with. Like you just have to be consistent, not get complacent,
And I
and
think
just keep
that's
going.
what you said earlier. That's entrepreneurship in a nutshell. It's just pivot, pivot,
Yeah,
learn, reiterate, find something, hammer down on it till it doesn't work. Once it doesn't work, you pivot. And that's gonna
exactly.
happen with whatever you're doing. Like there's gonna be times where it's gonna slow down. Otherwise, it would just be too good to be true. It's not
Exactly.
not that easy, right? Like there's gonna be
No,
struggles.
this is pretty fucking easy though. I'm
Yeah,
not.
it
I'm
is
not gonna
pretty.
lie. Like, like I can sit here and say like it's not always gonna be easy, but like this is honest to God. Out of all of the things, like I remember we were right before this call even started. We were talking about how there's people in here that do this full time, and I'm like one of the only people that do this part time.
Yeah.
So like for anybody that's looking to get into like a side hustle of some sorts, there is not a single side hustle that you will find that will take literally the least amount of effort and the least amount of time as this for the amount
The
of money you can
ceiling
make
is
back.
so high. The
Yeah,
ceiling
the
is so
ceilings and
high.
think about it like this: you can make 150 videos that make you $0, and then on your 151st video, you can have a video that makes you 10 grand plus. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it just depends on how viral it goes and how good the conversions are.
Yeah.
Like I made, if we really like think about it, like I posted 3 videos a day for like 90 days straight before I made over 10 grand. I'm not gonna do the math.
I
That's
think
270 videos I posted before or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then I made 10 grand.
Yeah. It's so worth it.
And the effort is so minimal. You know what I mean?
It really is. I really think most people just can't handle the mental side of it. Like I think that's the toughest part. If
Yeah.
people go into it in the beginning and they just think I'm going to commit to this for however long, give myself 4 months, I'm going to post every single day. It's going to happen. It's almost like impossible for it not to happen. As long as you're
Yeah.
reiterating, trying to make your content better, picking someone's brain, my brain, like trying to find new ways to make your content better, find better products, you're going to have something blow up. But it's just
Yeah. And have a
people can't do that.
yeah, and have a realistic goal about it. Like mine was like Affiliate Academy 1.0. The first one you did, that I was in, was like 3.5 months long.
Mm.
I was like, I'm going to do this for 3.5 months, post 3 videos every single day. And if I don't make at least over, 3 grand one month, I'm gonna stop. But like I told myself I was going to post 3 videos a day. I was gonna try and be myself as much as I can. I was gonna give it my all. But if I don't see this, then I'm out. And then guess what happened? I saw it 2 months in a row, and then I created a new goal for myself where I was like, I literally have a whiteboard with it on it. It's not down here, but I was like goals for 2025, and one of the goals was have a 10K month on TikTok Shop.
Well, now you got to raise that.
Right? Yeah.
Now
Now
what
I gotta have a 15K month, a 20K month.
I was about to
But like
say, that's
set like reasonable goals to where like when you're a month and a half in, you're not like, oh, this is impossible to hit. You know what I mean? Like that's why I had like 2K, because there was guys in the academy, like you, like Mark, like Tarson, like a couple other people that were ripping 8K months consistently. You were ripping, I mean, at the time when I joined, you had like a 70K month in November, some crazy
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And I was just like, it's just a matter of time. And then once your ball starts rolling and you have your first good month, you're not gonna have like a month where you make like
Nothing.
nothing. It's
Those
just,
old videos will pay you consistently for the rest
oh
of the
my
year.
God. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's another thing. You can have a video that you posted on your like, it could be your 10th video you've ever posted, and you're like 700 videos deep. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, the algorithm just decides to start pumping a video out from November.
Yes, very true. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like you're saying, you can a video from 3 months ago just start ripping randomly. I'm
I
actually
have a video right now doing
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Yeah,
Me
it was
too.
a video in January with this hoodie. It was just a hoodie, and it had like 900 views for like God knows how long. And now, for some reason, the last couple days, it's got like 300K views.
Every video is just planting a seed.
Exactly.
You can't count a video out like, oh, this has 400 views. I think, this is one more thing we could talk about before we wrap it up. But last point, a lot of people are so analytical about their videos. I think you used to be a little bit, right, too much.
Yeah, in the beginning.
What would you say about that? What do you focus on?
I used, like you said, I used to be very analytical as far as looking at like if I'm hitting right demographics, what's the watch time looking like, why is the watch time looking like this, and then it was just a lot of conversations with you, and I would ask you questions about stuff, and you'd be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even look at that. So like for me, I was like,
would you say the more you detach, the better?
that's not probably besides consistency consistency, the second most important thing would be detachment. When I completely stopped focusing on the analytics of it and focused on the consistency and focused on like watching the video, like I would say if you're going to focus on any analytic, watch time.
Agree. Please.
Right. If you're going to look at anything, see where your watch time's at, because then you can see, okay, what part of my watch time did it drop off at? And then you can see that, find out why,
Make
and
it a little
then
bit more interesting.
tweak the video, right? Because I've had many videos where it hit 1 million views. I looked at the watch time. I realized why the watch time was like that. I tweaked it. Literally, like I made the same exact video, just a 1 second difference on my hook, 7 million views.
That's sauce. So you had one that did pretty well.
Yeah.
Look at the watch time, see where it dipped off, try to make it a little bit better, like a little bit more engaging, then do it again.
Yeah, make my hook like quicker. Like if it took me 8 seconds to get to the product, I'd try and make a video where I get there in 6.5 seconds or 6 seconds and see if it made a difference. That's the only thing I would say to and that's the only thing I would say to look at, right? But other than that, detach and just make videos. I mean, you know when you made a half-ass video and when you made a good video. After a while, you know, and then the only thing was, if you're gonna really look at more important than analytics, is just watch other creators that you know make really good money, and that's you. Or there's a couple other people I know that do really well. I watch their videos. Thank you, Mark, definitely a couple other guys. But yeah, like if I'm ever like low on, like I don't know what products to post, or I have a product and I don't know what to do with it, I just go on your page or someone else's page. I see what they did and see if it blew up for them, and then just make the same video. Another thing, don't reinvent the wheel. That was one thing you preach. Just do the same thing and it'll work for you eventually.
Completely agree. Yeah, don't make it harder than it has to be, right? There's already people making a shitload of money.
100%.
Right? There's no reason you can't do something kind of similar, or at least get ideas. You should never, ever, 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 ever not have ideas to make videos, because there's so many, and there's so many websites that show all the top viral videos. Like, it's just don't be lazy. That's really what it's so easy. Just don't.
Yeah, literally. And I mean, even on TikTok, like you click on a product and you scroll down, they'll literally show you what videos went viral from that product. You know what I mean? So it's like,
honestly, just don't be a bitch. Like there's so much, there's no excuses not to make money. There really isn't.
Zero.
There really isn't. I think that was great, dude. We'll wrap it up. Well, thanks for hopping on. And last thing, this is how we drop. You set a goal for a month, and now you already hit your 10K. So now you have to set a goal for 2025 per month. What is it going to be? And then we'll get back on and do a video once you hit it.
Yeah. I'm going to get a 20K month.
All right. 2025.
2025, I'm going to get a 20K month. I don't know what product. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know it's going to happen.
Do it.
So
Love it.
I'll see you back when I hit that 20K, brother.
Sounds good. All right. Good stuff.